Who decides where the White House is located? Or who decides where America's capital is located?
From District of Columbia to District of Mar-A-Lago.
Yeah, I know DC's not a state. That's what I'm saying. Name that little 17 acres, a district of Florida.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, it'll be Florida, DC. Trump probation has been scheduled. Todd, lead us through this if you don't mind.
Okay, so Trump has a interview that is scheduled for, I guess that was yesterday, so now it's today. Former President Donald Trump is scheduled for a probation interview tomorrow. The interview will take place via Zoom from his Mar-A-Lago residence with his attorney Todd Blanche present. Attorney. The session will be conducted by a New York City probation officer, MSNBC first reported. During such interviews, a probation officer usually confirms the interviewee's personal details, address, employee status, contact info, etc. The officer also asks about the individual's compliance with probation terms, such as attending required programs, abstaining from prohibited activities, and adhering to curfews. Finally, the interview may include a discussion of the individual's progress in any court-ordered treatment programs, community service, or other rehab activities. Yeah, he's getting probation. He's gonna get a slap on the wrist.
I disagree. I think he's going to be put on house arrest at Mar-a-Lago. That's
a win-win.
The Trump campaign is already making plans right now, contingency plans for campaigning, because they are anticipating this. Like that's being reported as well. The Trump campaign, and a lot of people are like, well, Graham, they got to talk about it just in case. Yeah. No, you're right. But they're anticipating it. Like that's different. It's different to be like, oh, well, what if versus no, it's going to happen. The same people that are like, oh, it'll never happen, are the people that are like, I don't think they're gonna find Trump guilty. I think if anything, it'll be a hung trial or a hung jury. It was just complete unanimous. Again, you have to remember, this is New York. Like, this ain't where you live trying to figure out if he's going to be on house arrest or all this other stuff. It's New York that is doing it. And they're going to do it 4 days before the RNC convention, where they're supposed to formally and officially nominate Donald Trump as the Republican nominee. I am telling you the man will be in jail during the RNC convention, and then he will be put on house arrest once he bails out for the remainder of the campaign. I'm telling you.
That's a win-win.
I'm not saying it hurts Trump. I'm saying they are trying to keep Biden from having to debate him anymore.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's the psyop.
And they're trying to remove the optics of Trump campaigning versus Biden campaigning. Mm-hmm. They're trying to make it to where Biden don't have to campaign at all, because Biden can campaign from the White House and his house in Delaware, because Trump will be forced to have to campaign from Mar-a-Lago. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm curious, thoughts, counter arguments,
the only thing, like I said, it's a win. If they put him on house arrest, he gets elected president. I mean, does he really want to live in D.C. anyway? That crap hole? Now we just put the White House in Mar-a-Lago, which is, that's comfortable. Nobody's going to be half naked throwing smoke grenades over the White House lawn. I mean, you're not going to do that in Mar-a-Lago. So win-win. Let's just go paint Mar-a-Lago white, call it a day.
Here's my question in regards to that. The first White House was in Philadelphia.
Correct.
And all this stuff. Who decides where the White House is located? Let's Google that. Google who decides where the White House is located, or who decides where America's capital is located. Like, is it the president? Is it Congress? Like who decides that? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Because D.C. is a crap hole. It just is.
But unwrapping a little bit of what you just said right now, with the whole trying to keep Biden from debating Trump or whatnot, are we still confident that Biden's going to be there when the ticket comes out? So if their plan is to throw Trump in jail, like you were just saying, Graham, to try to keep him from debating Biden or Trump and Biden, what is their plan long term without trying to keep Biden in there?
I think the only way they do keep Biden in is if they can try to make the optics look better for Biden. And the only way to do that is that way. Okay, here we go. This is interesting. It's history, and the history of the nation's capital began when President George Washington signed an act of Congress in December 1790 declaring that the federal government would reside in a district not exceeding 10 miles square on the River Potomac. President Washington, together with the city planner. So the president did it.
Yeah.
So does that mean that the president could?
Oh, that would be awesome.
I mean, I'm just asking. I'm not saying
Executive order first.
I'm not saying he should
Awesome.
do it or not. I'm just saying. So the only reason that it moved from Philadelphia to Washington D.C. is because George Washington had an idea.
Yep.
Right? Like, I mean, let's see. Following the year, the cornerstone was laid and design submitted by Irish-born architect James Homer was chosen. Oh, that's building the White House.
Yeah. So George Washington selected the new site. The site.
Yeah.
He
That's what it seems like. That George Washington just had an idea. Hey, I don't like it here in Philadelphia.
Let's go somewhere else.
Let's
Go somewhere warmer,
just go somewhere else.
more
Make Mar-a-Lago. How many acres? How many square miles is Mar-a-Lago? Can we Google that?
Yeah. Hang on.
Let's have some explore time.
Yeah,
right
but
here.
even
What?
if he gets it, he would give his house away when the next president comes in.
Just hang on now.
It doesn't make much sense, but okay.
I mean, I'd do it.
Well, 17 acres, however many that is.
Yeah. How many square miles is 17 acres?
You are asking me?
No,
Ask Tony.
no, we got the internet.
Oh, I
how
was like,
many?
I don't
How
know.
many square
I am
miles?
Google right here. I
It's
got
a lot.
Google right here. Here's what they could do. They could do it for 4 years while he's there. Then he can say, "I'm not the president anymore. You guys
You
can
take
go
it-
back to
take it
Washington."
back.
Yeah, go back to
Take it
Washington.
back.
How
The White
many
House
square
officially in
miles
DC
is
again.
17 acres?
Oh my God, dude, I'm from Mississippi, dude.
A
Come
lot. I know.
Oh
I don't ask me.
I'll do it while y'all just stare at me awkwardly.
on.
How many?
0.0266.
Okay, so nowhere close to Washington, D.C.
Nope.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Beat you. I beat you.
All right, you bet. So again, could we declare? All I'm saying is, could we declare? That would be funny if Republicans win.
We're
The
going
White
to
House is in
Mar-a-Lago.
Florida.
If
If
the
Democrats win, the White House
going
is in
back up.
D.C. That would be hilarious.
Yep,
I
that'd be awesome.
was just curious. I don't know if it should happen or if it ever would happen. That's interesting to me that George Washington just kind of like decided.
Somebody just commented, no, it cannot be in a state. Thus, that's why the district was created.
Yeah. No. I got that. But George Washington just declared essentially a part of
Easy
Virginia,
fix. Easy
I hear
fix.
a district.
That was a
District of
long time
Mar-a-Lago.
ago.
Like,
District of Mar-a-Lago.
Have you been to D.C.? It's literally you cross a bridge, like you're in Arlington, Virginia. You go over a half-a-mile bridge and you're in D.C. Like it's Virginia, okay? Let's not act like it's not Virginia. You are in Virginia, okay? And they just called it a district.
But you gotta think there's other things in place. I mean,
We'll
Washington
just
was our
go from
first president.
DC, what is it, DM, from District of Columbia to District of Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, I know DC's not a state. That's what I'm saying. Name that little 17 acres, a district of Florida.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, it'll be Florida, DC. That's it. This is Raggedy Ann, Chucky's drunk stepmother.
I was waiting for the Raggedy Ann comment there.
Peppermint Patty.
Here we go.
Every time.
Beelzebub in female form. Here we go. This is Jen Psaki or Psaki. Let's just play it.
There was some exclusive reporting by NBC News that Trump is scheduled for a Zoom interview with the probation officer tomorrow. It's over Zoom, which I think isn't typical how it's done, although this is not a typical scenario. How do you expect this to go, and what are you watching for?
Yeah, so the manner is certainly not normal. Usually it's in person, not by Zoom. But you can imagine because of Secret Service, et cetera, that accommodations have been made. This is one where Donald Trump really can, it's his to lose. There's nothing wrong with his telling the probation office, I didn't do anything wrong and I'm not admitting guilt and I'm planning on appealing. Every defendant has a right to do that. But if he were to start saying the kinds of things that he has been saying during the trial and after the trial and attacking the jurors, the witnesses, the judge, family members, to foment sort of an a false anti-law enforcement sentiment, that's not going to go that well, to say the least. He'll also be asked a lot about his personal finances in terms of paying a fine. He'll be asked about his whether he is associating with criminals. And I mean, this is sort of remarkable. It's just the kind of thing that you just focused on with your last guest. But, he's going to have to sort of discuss whether he still coordinates with Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, Steve Bannon. Remember, all of those people have been found guilty by a jury and are felons themselves.
Rigged jury. Okay, so there you go. Again, to my point, Donald Trump will go to jail. He'll bond out or bail out, and then he will be on house arrest at Mar-A-Lago. That's all I'm saying. Like when you hear things like this, the deck is already stacked against him. Do you associate with criminals? Well, they're making sure that he associates with criminals. There's zero chance that he will go to jail. He will have shackles around his hands and feet. He'll be there for 3 or 4 days during the RNC convention to rob that moment of him being the nominee. And then he will be put on house arrest at Mar-A-Lago. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. Same people that are just when I said that the deck is stacking against him, I think he's going to be guilty. People argued with me like, "There's no way. There is no way they went through all of this. Just let him break fundraising records and then go out and have more people than ever before at Trump rallies. There's no way. No way. They will keep him from being able to attend the official declaring of him as the RNC, as the Republican nominee, and then they will put him on house arrest at Mar-A-Lago. That's my thoughts, and
Your
that's my
prediction.
predictions.